Do we not all have the moral high ground over Donald Trump?
Absolutely hilarious election prediction. This video was posted on the day of the election. It's one of the best ones I've seen so far. Plus, we're going to get some post-election reaction from the same person.
NBC 10 political commentator Sue O'Connell is here. Sue, you've been helping us through the data and the headlines for weeks, months even. And now I guess we need to lock in your final answer. What is your prediction for tomorrow? Which candidate prevails? And what trends or data is leading you to that decision?
Glenn, my prediction based on the work I've been doing, Kamala Harris will win both the popular vote, I say by 5%, and win the election.
The popular vote by 5%. Let's just stop there. She obviously did not win the election, but she also didn't win the popular vote by 5% margin of victory. That's on or right before Election Day. That is quite the prediction.
We won the popular vote. Oh, I love that vote. And I didn't win it. The people won it. The great people of our country won the popular vote, and that's what they wanted. And this was something really special.
We'll win both the popular vote, I say by 5%, and win the electoral college vote with at least 277 electoral college votes. And there's actually a scenario where she may get as many as 302. Now, look, a candidate needs just two.
So both of those calls, Kamala at 277 or Kamala in this other scenario at 302?
They said the most consequential election. I love that word. It's a beautiful word. Most consequential election in the last 129 years. Wow, that's something. So we swept all swing states.
Now, look, a candidate needs just 270 electoral votes to win. So how did I get here? I've been gathering and analyzing the data.
I would love to know how she got to Kamala is going to win by 5%.
From the swing states and looking at the polling data, and I examined the gender split, the number of female voters between the ages of 18 and 35, the number of Puerto Rican and Haitian American voters, and the efforts of the campaigns on the ground.
So you notice that young women, she maybe thought like the Roe versus Wade thing was going to be huge, and then she says Puerto Rican and Haitian. Like maybe she thinks that those jokes by Tony Hinchcliffe.
Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but there's literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah. I think it's called Puerto Rico.
It wasn't just Puerto Ricans that were offended that day. Okay? It was every Latino in this country. It was humanity and anyone of decent character.
And then the Haitian thing, those comments about in Springfield, they're eating the dogs.
Republican vice presidential candidate J.D. Vance claims that Haitian migrants in Springfield are, quote, draining social services and causing chaos. He's also repeated a baseless rumor already debunked by city officials about pets being abducted and eaten.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there.
I guess she would just think those two things mattered so much. Why else would she have brought up specifically Puerto Rican vote and Haitian vote there?
Puerto Rican and Haitian American voters and the efforts of the campaigns on the ground. I have Harris winning Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, and Georgia. She also wins without Michigan.
She won none of those. That's the whole blue wall, North Carolina and Georgia. Basically all the swing states closer to the East Coast. That's 0 for 5. That's batting 0 on those 5 states.
President-elect Donald Trump smashed through the blue wall Tuesday night like it was the defenses of Helm's Deep up against Saruman's forces, winning in multiple swing states like Georgia, Wisconsin, North Carolina, Pennsylvania. Now we're still waiting on the final count from Michigan, Arizona, and Nevada.
A projection from CBS News that is happening right now. Former President Donald Trump, the projected winner of Michigan.
She also wins without Michigan and North Carolina and without Michigan and Georgia. We'll see how I do.
All right, Sue, and a little more.
She didn't win. She didn't get those states, and she didn't win. So we'll see how you do. Again, short clip, but that's one of the funnier predictions for this election that I've seen so far. Okay, we are now post-election. We'll get some reactions. Some of these takes are okay. Some of them, like the one I'll show at the end, is quite ridiculous.
So the most important thing I got wrong was that I based my entire calculation and my evaluation on what I thought was Trump's ceiling, meaning,
there is this ceiling for Donald Trump.
I and others didn't think that he would be able to grow his base in the general election. Well, obviously he did, and by a substantial margin, and across all the swing states.
Pretty reasonable there.
He swept the swing states.
Who is now the face of the Democratic Party, or if you want to call it the resistance, we'll call it the resistance.
Okay, so while we're speaking here right now, the votes for the members of the House of Representatives are still being counted. Still a chance the Democrats could end up in charge, but either way.
Nope.
Decision Desk HQ can now project that Republicans will keep control of the House of Representatives.
Representative Hakeem Jeffries, the Democratic leader in the House, he's going to be the face of the resistance, or the Democrats, again, whatever you want.
I've seen Hakeem Jeffries, I think, on TV, the internet, maybe twice since Trump won the second time. I don't think he's doing a great job at all being like the resistance on the Democrat Party. And listen to the next name she floats here.
I want to call him. And right beside him will be Massachusetts Congresswoman Catherine Clark. You're going to see a lot of...
I don't even know who that is. Maybe I should know that. Maybe I should be like, I truthfully don't even know who that is.
The two of them over the next couple of years, Corey.
Hate to put you on the spot, but if you had to think about the top of the very Democratic Party, who was that person?
Boy, that's a tough question right now. I'm going to guess Gavin Newsom.
All right.
That's actually a good guess given recent events. That's also a teaser for my next video coming out after this one. Stay tuned. Okay, final part of this video. This is actually a different clip, but it's still shortly after the election.
All right, so today in an op-ed, the writer pointed out the hubris of the Democratic Party, that it just simply looked at Trump and dismissed them, felt that they had the moral high ground in the election simply because they were not Trump. Your thoughts on that?
Okay, so that's kind of set up there for her to be like, oh yeah, maybe the Democrats focus too much on Trump. That's kind of the way I think the interviewer intended that question, if I had to guess. Watch, though, where she takes it.
Do we not all have the moral high ground over Donald Trump? I mean, isn't that malarkey what they're writing about? Donald Trump was twice impeached. He is a felon convicted on 34 counts. He's facing charges of overturning an election and his handling of classified documents.
He just won the election again. Like, can you turn off the TDS for 5 seconds? This is so funny. I think, like, just who cares? He's still terrible. He's still brutal. He just won again. Maybe reflect a little.
And he had sexual relations with a porn star just after his wife had given birth. And he cheated on his wives.
Cheated on his wives. Oh my gosh. Is that analysis? Like, what is that? That was entertaining. So entertaining. Anyway, with that said, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Take a sip of my mug here. And have a great day.